Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another group session. Today we are talking about affirmations. Why do we say affirmation? That's what we're going to be talking about. When you come to group session is open for anyone to come. Uh, if you'd like to donate toward the healing program for other classes and other things that we're going to be doing throughout the year, all the monies go back into the center. We let you know what we've done. We're helping people. We are also helping to heal from any kind of things that you have personally been through. We are Vibetalk Facing the Lion podcast and healing center. If you're not familiar with us, I just want to let you know that we can be found on social media. We're live, and as we're live, we're able to interact with you. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, you can put them in your comments. We do have live audiences, so if you hear a group, that's what it is. You can also join. Please be respectful. Please remember that everybody has their own way of thinking and feeling. That is very important in this group session. Today we're going to talk about affirmations. Affirmations. I think it's good to be able to affirm what we are and who we are and how we are. I think it's very important to do that. And we're going to start in just a little while. We want to give everybody an equal opportunity to sign on. If you're not familiar with where we are facebook.com/vibe, VIBE, dash talk, TALK, Vibetalk. That is where we are. We do have voluntary donations. If you don't see us in our name, which is I am the director, Nisi Robinson, and on our Cashapp it is Vibetalkfacethelion. You can scan your QR code or go there, find us in your Cashapp. We help people to heal in any way that we can. It's all about mental and emotional well-being. If you come here, we always like to start promptly at 11:30 because this ad goes around. It goes to different states so that whoever wants to be a part of our group sessions, they learn. This is also an accredited group. Let's say you are mandated to get in something for your well-being, some kind of group session for your wellness, you can get a certificate for just coming here and being involved. You also may invite ones who you may think like to come. We are at, so that everyone knows, and I'm going to put it in here. We are at 1888. I'm going to put it in here for you. 721 9260. Vibe Talk Direct Connect. You can call that. And it doesn't have to be while we're live. You can use that at any time you have a question, comment, and we ask that you be considerate of everyone that is online, because we have different people that come here, and we want you to be mindful. Our direct connect is 1-888-721-9260, and local is 661 795 0475. I had to do some correcting the other day. Vibe Talk, finally Friday, I try to send out reminders as we are going through the week. Some of you may forget. Let's say you guys want to bring donuts, juice, a refreshment. Call me. Everything must be safe, unopened, and perishable. So we don't want to bring, things that are not sealed. We also want you to know that nobody is under obligation to volunteer. It's all free. You come here. The donation center is all about helping this community, this office, the healing center's reflection. So just be aware, okay? If you have any questions, okay, and you don't see my name under for our business, just be aware. Just be aware. If you have any questions, you can call me directly. And on the local number, you can text me as well. Also for the 1888 number. You can text me during the podcast. What else do I want you to know before we start? Because you all can ask questions. We are live now, in case you want to jump on. We're live. We're live, and our classes, our group, I should say, is uncensored. So you will hear people, sometimes people will be quiet, sometimes people will talk. Um, we want it to be a safe place for you. If you want more information about Finally Friday sessions, you can actually go to our YouTube page by the same name, Vibe Talk Facing the Lion Podcast and Healing Center. You go there, you can get into what we've talked about. Um, and I want to welcome each and every one of you here. No one is under obligation. We started this um, officially in 2025, and we actually have our podcast, which is uh, segmented for Finally Friday. And I thought bringing it alive, bringing it to the people to challenge yourself in different things. We talk about different subjects. We have workshops. We have, if you come today, we're going to be doing some butterflies. Anybody who wants to get into that, you're more than welcome to get here. And we'd love to have you guys create some art after group session. Um, whatever we do with the monies here, you will always know, because there's so much scamming going around. You have to really be careful, and I want to put a word of caution out there that you will know exactly what we're doing. My co-host for the podcast, her and I do what is accounting for any donations, and we talk about what we did and how it was used. And it's only used for the purpose of the Healing Center. We are still working on the Relaxation Center. We can still do the Relaxation Center, but I do have a center exclusively. It's right next door in the same building, just one door over. So we're working on that. Your voluntary donations are greatly appreciated. And if you have any questions at any time, you can always text me, and you can ask questions before, after, and during any of our live podcasts, any of our sessions. We are going to ask before we start that everyone please be respectful. Please know that we're going to be able to see your comments here. Those of you who are in session group-wise with us, we are able to see you and hear you. Please respect the rights of others. We are not here to debate. We are not here to create controversy for anybody that is online or in our sessions. Please be respectful. We ask of you to do that. Now, we're going to start. It's 11:30. The best time for you guys to get here when you're thinking about it, I open up the lines about 11:15 so people can get on. Of course, the lines are going to be on. We want to build for you what is safe building on any mental and emotional topics that we do. Okay? And if you have any questions, and we will be talking about that. If you're having your phones on while you're in session, can you turn them to a tone where you can hear them through your vibration or sound off so it's not interfering with what we're doing? We want to talk about affirmations. How many of you know what affirmations are? I'm going to write it on the board. Affirmation. That's what we're talking about today. When you are doing affirmations. Because a lot of places will tell you do an affirmation and you say whatever is being said. This is affirmation and a look beyond. Affirmation and a look beyond. We're going to talk about that. So today's session is about looking beyond. Not just speaking to talk or speaking to necessarily hear sounds coming out of your mouth. As you all know, many of you have worked with me. Some of you have. You worked with me. You came online. You've had a one-on-one. For those who've been in the podcast, on the podcast, I should say. And so you're familiar with my work. Do I work you hard? Yes. Why do I do that? Because I want you to remember. So we're going to talk about affirmations. You say, affirmations, I'm great, I'm wonderful, I love myself, I will not speak negatively, thus, and so forth. But now, I am wanting you as my client, as people in general, to learn how to say something that is true and challenging yourself against the negative. When you say something that is true about yourself and you say something that is positive about yourself, you are building self-confidence, truth, encouraging, okay? You all know how I write all over the board. I kind of like that. By the way, if it is your first time here, please get a whiteboard, okay? We do have them, but just in case, that is one of the things our money goes toward, okay? And every little bit helps. So truth, encouragement, and self-confidence. I gotta write a lot neater. So we're like a little box. If you have something to write with, preferably a whiteboard, also guys, and ladies and gentlemen, you can have your whiteboard. You can have it right on your devices, so everyone has one. I love to work with whiteboards. Dry erase, if you've got it on device, and then what you do is take a picture of the things that you write for memory, for balance. When you're having a bad day or an off day, you will remember some of the things. I want you always to take something from these sessions, okay? So, self-confidence, truth, encouragement, okay? And it has to be true. What we're doing is building, or I should say rebuilding positive in yourself. We wait for others to tell us who we are, what we are, when we are, how we are. But this is going to give you a sense of positive rebuilding. Positive rebuilding. I like that word. Positive rebuilding. How do you do it? We're going to learn all of that today. Some of us have never talked to ourselves in a kind manner. Some of us have never talked to us or talked to themselves. Let's work with ourselves first, because we can't pour into someone else if we haven't poured into ourselves. So I want to restate that some of us have never talked positive to ourselves. Some have never talked positively about themselves. Or yourself. Okay, you see how personal? Because right now, these are sessions that build within you how to challenge yourself, self-improvement, support of yourself. Let's think about us emotionally. Self-love. How many of you think that self-love is a challenge? Or is it? Is self-love a challenge? I know that self-love for me was a challenge, but not for the reasons of physical appearance, mental appearance. It was more emotional. And all of this, yes, does affect your mental state. Self-love. We say we don't love ourselves, or we will dismiss ourselves, but we would never do that to the friends that we love. When we think of self-love, What about self-love? And I ask this question on a regular basis. What about self-love do you love about yourself? And you say, Miss Nisi, that's a broad question. Because there's so many things that I might not like or I might like. Let's think about this. What is it that you practice as proof of your self-love? Let's take that. I'm going to write this. What do you practice as proof of? So let's go there. Self-love. I practice to get rest. I find joy in nature, funny movies, What about your self-love do you do? Do you harbor unforgiveness toward yourself? Do you hold on to things, mistakes that you've made in the past? Because it's easiest to hold on to those things. But did you notice how I wrote rest? Because rest will come when you find peace within. Rest from all of that negativity of saying, I'm unworthy, I'm stupid, I'm fat, nobody wants me. I ask you today to change that into something that helps you find joy. When you are saying all those negative things about yourself, does it make you feel rest? Does it make you feel joy? You know, I love the fact that life is outside. Life, when we look around, there are creatures. There is wildlife. There's domestic animals. There are babies. All of that can be joyful. Are you giving yourself permission to feel self-love? And I say that too. I say that because many people have a very hard time asking for permission. And you say, Miss Nisi, you don't have to ask. But some of it you have to reprogram your brain to believe that you should have space. Space to be able to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, how is it that you can say you love someone else? Pour into yourself that love. Maybe by doing something that you've never done. Many of us have jobs that we don't like. So we begrudgingly have to go to work because the bills have to be paid. But while you're at work, do you have a favorite playlist that you can listen to quietly at your office as you work at your desk, if that's permissible? But permission is allowing yourself to do that. Today was a hard day, or is a hard day for me. And the reason why I want you guys to know that is because I still have to be present, no matter how I'm feeling. And it might be a day where I have to be more challenged to look for those little small things to be grateful for. So what do you practice as proof of self-love, even when it's hard? The confidence. Many people say they're confident. And I want to ask you, without stumbling or going way off the chart, what are you confident of? Okay? And here's the what. Remember, there's always what, why, when, and how. So what makes you confident? What? What about you makes you confident? You can put it in your answer below. You can put it on your whiteboard. It's so important in this group to have what is a whiteboard. And I like it because while I'm writing, I can change my mind, I can add something, I can erase, and in Live Talk Facing the Lion podcast sessions, I ask that you get a whiteboard. And that's what we do too. Let's say people don't have a lot of funds. We want to make sure that every person that comes here has the ability to have a whiteboard. We want there to be so many. So even if you guys want to donate that material, I would love it. So let's get back. What is something that has made you confident? Or what are you confident? What makes you feel confident? You know, a lot of people are feeling unsure of themselves. I'm confident that in whatever I do, as long as I'm not hurting anybody, that I have received Jehovah God's blessing. That's important to me. And why? Because when nobody else shows up, he's always there. In fact, this morning, I woke up. And that was my prayer of thankfulness that no matter what happens, I'm confident that my Creator, Jehovah God, hears me and has my back. What are you confident of? Are you a person that relies on yourself? See, I used to do that. I used to always just relying on myself, because I had me, and that's good that you think that way. But are you really confident when challenges come up? What makes you confident? See, we learn things in this class, in this session. Confidence is something that we need to rebuild in ourselves or build in ourselves to be that, to be sure. How many of you want to heal? You're tired of feeling this burden of chaos in your life, this burden of feeling like you're guilty, or you feel shamed, or you're exasperated from just battling back and forth with yourselves. How many of you need help when you are facing challenges? You can ask for help. For help. You can ask for help. Or do you? You know, some of us are prideful. And I used to be like that. Never asking for help, because I can do it myself. I got this. How many of us have said that? And sometimes that's good to say to ourselves. I got this. But can I ask you something? How much better would you feel? How much more relief would you feel if you could ask for help? Some people are not confident that they can do that. You know, Vibetalk Facing the Lion podcast sessions online housed in our center is all about handling your challenges. So, why? Challenges. Challenges. See, that's why we need help, because we face challenges. If you can look back in your mind, past or present, before you got here, how many of you have faced a challenge? And you're more than welcome to put it in the box. How many of you have faced a challenge? Half of us that are online and in here has faced a challenge. When we think about confidence, that's all part of being positive. Not just saying something by route, because we can teach children how to say those things. I am strong, I am loved, I'm smart, I'm happy. But let's suppose they don't feel any of those things. How do we make them become part of our everyday mantra, where we don't even have to think about affirmations? Because right now, what I've just talked to you about, self-confidence, positive self-love, rebuilding ourselves, changing the way that we speak within ourselves. And how does it make you feel that you can ask for help when you're faced with challenges? Some of you have come from very heavy challenges, but you got to it. And that's what brought you through it. You got through it, and that's what brought you through it, to it. So when I think about motivation, because that's a big part of our program, are you motivated? When we can get people to really come, we can get people to really love the program. That's what we want. We don't make you come. We want you to be motivated, being dedicated to your goals. Motivation. So it requires motivation when you talk within yourself. Motivation. Motivation. Let's talk about that. How many of you have ever said, I'm not going to do anything unless I really want to do it? I say it all the time. That's like a mantra. I'm not going to do it unless I really don't want to do it. Or this one. I always say this one. Denise Robinson does nothing she does not want to do. Anybody who knows that, and that's one thing they know about me. And why do I say that? Because I want to be focused on what I'm doing. I want to be sure in my own brain that I can think for myself and that I can make choices. I can be moved to make my own choices. How many of you feel like that? And what moves you is not the negative. What moves you, some of us have learned from negativity that made a life change. But my motivation is that I want to be focused. I want to be able to face my goals of being able to say, hey, I'm working on this. And I don't have to let anybody know. I want to be dedicated to choices that I'm making that are self-affirmation or good for my soul. Because we can make choices. How about, again, you know me. We talk about relationships. In your relationship, let's start with you first. Are you proud of you? Let's talk about relationships. I am proud of myself. See, sometimes we look for others to be proud of ourselves. Well, what if somebody never told you they were proud of you? What do you believe positively about yourself when you do your best or you're living your best life? You're not hurting anybody, you're not hurting yourself, you're not bringing harm to yourself or anybody else, but you're proud of yourself for the things that you've accomplished. Can you tell yourself that as an affirmation? Because it's not just words, but you see product, you see proof of your life. Let's think about that. How many of us can really think positively, replacing our negative thoughts with thoughts of positivity? We speak, we're declaring something about ourselves without permission from anybody else but our own selves. Did everybody hear that? We don't need people to tell us that we are this, we are worthy, that we are valuable. We face our challenges, whatever it is. Many of us have different challenges, and no doubt anybody in this room has different challenges. Maybe I don't know what they are, but you know what they are. We want to be conscientious. That means when we're aware of our affirmations. My pen is running out. I wrote contagious, sorry guys. So, conscious, aware of what our objection is. Just like my objection every week when we come together as a group, my objection is to help you, to help myself learn all about my emotional and mental well-being. Have an objective. Have something that you need to remind yourself of. You know, we hear these affirmations from our younger ones, our younger minds, and we build in them things that we don't believe about ourselves. I was there, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm still a work of progress. A work of progress. Our affirmations are not just words, but we are using them as we believe them. We believe them. We live by that. If you say you're worthy, what is worthwhile that you have done? We use words in our speech. We use words in our actions. In our actions, our love language. You know, people talk about love language. It's like, you know, people winking at each other, you know, or you're in love and you're making eye contact with the person that you think is eye candy. I had to explain it like that because some people are not familiar with love language because they've never had love shown to them. But do you believe in the love language of yourself, or do you speak love language to yourself? How effective are you? Your effectiveness about your self-conscious. How effective are you? How? Yeah. Are you effective? How effective are you when you speak it? Because teaching it is one thing, but believing it takes on a whole different meaning. Everyone get that? Takes on a whole different meaning. We're going to talk about some things that I think will help you all. Okay? We've got a few minutes to be able to talk about it. When we think about our mindsets, where are you? Some of you are probably not even in the room. You're present, but you're not here mentally or emotionally. How do you think about your mindset? Mindset thinking. I tell you, this board gets filled up. Your mindset. Mindset. When I think about mind, I always think about Macaulay Culkin in, and I say this because these are the little things that we don't pay attention to. Macaulay Culkin, you know the picture where he's on the movie Home Alone 1 and 2, and he's grabbing, or he's putting his hands up, and it's like, oh my. Well, his mindset in that movie, after you watch the movie, he was smart to keep the bad guys from him. He had to think in order to produce. And what he was showing us is even though he had been left accidentally, he could survive. And I ask of you guys today, are you survivors? Are you a survivor? If you know you are a survivor, say, I am a survivor. And you, when we do affirmations, you may be repeating after me. But I'm going to tell you something. That does not do you any good. I ask you when I say, I am a survivor. If I'm teaching women who have been molested, beaten, assaulted, or if I'm asking a man, when I say, you are a survivor, do you believe it? See? And let your actions speak louder than words. So followed by mindset is actions. Your mindset produces your actions and your thoughts, because the brain is very valuable. So, how about this? I make choices that respect my body. I don't want you guys to say that if you're not respecting your body. And I'm going to leave it right there, because only you know when you are respecting your body versus when you are not respecting your body. This is about health and wellness. I'm not a doctor, and I tell you guys this all the time. I am not a doctor, but I am a certified wellness and life coach, counselor, and these classes or groups are accredited for you. Now, when you think about the overwhelmingness of life, remember going back to Macaulay Culkin and the Home Alone 1 and 2 picture of him and his hands on his face. Are you confident that you can handle the challenges? Are you willing to even accept the challenges that come into your way? Because a lot of times people don't accept challenges. They hide through them because they don't know how. Which brings us to this. We've got the what, we've got the why. How? I always answer that in any course, any podcast we're on, any interview, any time you are sitting down. I want you to figure out those 4 things. How do we face our challenge? No one has a map. So maybe the way I'm going to get through something is not the way you're going to do it, but here we are together. We got through it. That's how. How does your mind prepare you to get through things? I was listening to a true story last night. And because of his challenges, I always talk about this. There was a young woman who had been sentenced to 20 years in prison. She stood accountable. In fact, she said that. She apologized to the families that had been affected. I'm not going to go into details because it brings judgment for so many of you. I'm just going to give you an excerpt. And I want your hearts to think about what she had to face. Now, here she is, a credit to her community. Before the incident happened, many character reference who pointed her to be hardworking. So here she is facing this prison sentence that is handed down to her during her sentence. Before that happened, she had to wait her trial. And what did she do? She wrote about her emotions. She kept journals about her emotions. I thought what was so beautiful was the fact that even though she had committed this crime, that she was able to understand that now she would have to face a challenge to get through that prison system. How was she going to do it? Well, she had written all these books. All these books are now going to help someone else because they are her story. So I ask you today, how will you get through when someone is negative towards you, when someone is saying something that you take on their personality, you take them on, you start to believe what they tell you you are. You know those words, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm this, I'm that. Here's something, when you're feeling overwhelmed, I am doing the best that I can. How many of you feel that way? You are doing the best that you can. Doing your best. How many of you are actually feeling that way? You're doing the best that you can. We have so many things to be grateful for. And when you're being pushed and challenged, and someone challenges the way you feel about you, I want you to look beyond that, because I had to. Look beyond on anything that I believed. It's not magic, it's work. In Vibetalkfacingthelion podcast and healing center, you will learn work. You know, many of us want to be successful, and we don't know how to get there. But we have to ask ourselves, in order to feel good about ourselves, are you grateful for the things that you have? If you wake up every day and you have necessity, food, clothing, warmth, water, okay? Those are the things that are successful, because many people don't have that. And if you believe that good things come to you, make it happen. Don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Grab some self-confidence. Rebuild what you already know. And that is truth in yourself with affirmations. Opportunities such as this one. to be able to come to a healing center that is based on donations, group sessions, art workshop, the women's workshop, the men's workshop, all these things. Do you know how grateful these opportunities are? And we're still trying to get them. The fact that many of you have so much to be thankful for, and you are successful in that you've achieved that. One of the other things that I appreciated about this, and I want to go back to this because we do talk about real life challenges. The person who had committed this crime, while she was in, and this is our win, ladies and gentlemen, she wasn't going to wait 20 years, her sentence, to start doing things. She was already in the making of it. But you see, one quick decision caused her not to think positively. Her emotions took over, and rightly so. And we don't condone any type of crime. Before that, and during, not only did she write books while she was helping herself to get through these terms, because she was just sentenced, she successfully completed a measure of educational classes. I don't care where you're listening to me from, whether you're here inside of the center or you're there, you're bedridden, you might be listening to me in prison. Life is not over. Affirm to yourself, look beyond with self-confidence, encouragement, positivity, truth about yourself. Never let someone define truth about you. I don't want affirmations to be just words spoken. I want you to look beyond your opportunities to be able to be something beyond what you might be limiting yourself with. I want you to think about what we've talked about today. Affirmations are a very good way to rebuild the brain. You can do this anywhere. Sometimes what I will do, I've had clients where I've had them put sticky notes or dry erase a mirror. Make sure they're dry erasable. Take one day at a time, because sometimes people can't take a whole 5 days in a week. They can only deal with what's in front of them right here and right now. That answers the when. When should you start? When is a good time to start? You're rebuilding. You're reaffirming your self-confidence. Not just words. What motivates you, moves you to action. What helps you in your everyday relationships. No matter where you are in life, you get through. That lady who was sentenced to 20 years was able to work on her education. She made a mistake. She was willing. She never said, well, I did this and I should have thought. And I love the way she said something. She thought about it, that she asked for God's forgiveness. We all sit and we judge people because we have a God that forgives in a way that human could never see beyond. And sometimes we can't forgive ourselves. Here's the other part. Her son, her firstborn son, took his own life while all of this was going on. So now, on top of the crime that she, by just one mistake, the not thinking, the running ahead, the not pausing, not affirming that she's valuable, now her son is gone. How is she to get through? If you've listened to my story, you understand it. We are so grateful for all of you who support us. We're so proud of you. We're assured that you will think about all of these things that are happening right in our community. The Antelope Valley is a healing center. Every donation, in case you're worrying about that, if you don't have a donation, that's fine. We give you the opportunity to come. Everything. We pay out, we give back. We want to make it so that the community is aware. You don't need insurance to come here. We resource you. We have resources. Because I'm not a doctor and I'm not going to play like I'm a doctor. I'm a certified life coach, counselor. And I'm able to work with anyone from families, couples, children, teen, adults. Okay? And this healing center will do our very best to heal. We've talked about affirmations. I want each of you, if you could, to write an affirmation, something that's true about yourself. And start with your name. Because it makes it personal. I, Denise, am determined to have success with Vibetalkfacingthelion podcast. Just in case you're wondering, we have recorded this. The only thing that I don't record is my private sessions, and we do have one-on-one sessions. This is all in view of your mental health. And where can you get that? Our address is 1317 East Palmdale Boulevard. We are Suite 18. You can see our signs on the window. Anytime you want to come and volunteer something, let us know. You want to come and help. Today, we're going to be working on some butterflies. And if you'd like to help and do that or whatever's needed, we'd love to have you. I'm so impressed with our podcasts. I'm so thankful for my co-host who has taken her affirmations and believe in herself. She's teaching now, and I say congratulations to you, Trish, who has been with me for the last 6 years, and I'm looking so forward. We are going to be here next Friday, and as long as you're hearing this, you can be at anywhere, anytime listening, please put in the comments that you heard the podcast, how you felt about it. And if you guys can you do me a favor? Can you write for me? And I'm asking everybody to put in your review truthfully how you feel about this healing center. Although we are part of the Antelope Valley, we reach far and wide. I have clients that live out of the city, out of the state, and sometimes even out of the country. So I just want you to know that if you can't make it here at Vibe Talk Facing the Lion Healing Center, you can get online. We're live right now. We have YouTube. Please subscribe to our page. It can't hurt you. Share it with others. When you are invited to come, please come. And you can bring people. Let's say you want to volunteer materials. Let us know, and we can meet you. We want you to be able to show your support if you can. And we got an interview. If you want to hear the interview with a former client, by her permission, it's out now. It is on our YouTube page, and it turned out beautifully. Very encouraging, and you just never know how you can help a person. So let that be a testament to the Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. I didn't even know that was going to come together so beautifully. I thank her and have much heart and love goes out to her, and for her being able to affirm and look beyond. That is today's podcast. I want to thank everybody here and there and everywhere. If you want to find me, you have my number, 1-888-721-9260. Locally, you can call directly 661 795. I don't know why I put a 6 there, but it's 795. I'm going to correct it. Local correct number is, because I put it down wrong, 661 for the Antelope Valley area, 795-0475. Excuse me. If you are a male, we are putting together, and these are for the male species. Gentlemen, we are looking for a group with male only. We're going to have it on Zoom, and it's going to be part of our men in their emotions. Men and their emotions, and men in their emotions. We're going to talk about how you feel, how you're doing, what your stresses are. We will put our signs out because half the time I am here by appointment only. If I'm by appointment only, I'm here some of the times. You can catch me sometime. But if you look outside on the window, you can run your QR code. We've put our address. You can text our local number. It's able to be text so that you're able to ask questions. But we are looking for men. We're looking for men 18 and older. I don't care if you're a brother, a dad, grandpa. We're looking for you. So we're looking for you because we're putting together a workshop for gentlemen. Men. So it's been announced in this particular class, and we're going to make sure that you get here. Thank you guys for joining, and until next time, please share this, and don't forget our QR codes.